Alright, everything looks pretty good. Uh, hey, welcome to this Prison Architect video that I'm going to bring you. I'm going to be trying to show you guys a couple of the different mechanics of the game. I wanted to originally make this video to explain a couple mechanics to NL, but not exactly sure if you'll ever get to see it, so I'm just going to probably explain a few of the more obscure things and go over what I guess a couple people already know about Alpha-25. So I'm just going to try to get into it. Also, bear with me, the game's running kind of slow, but that's because I'm encoding as I record using OBS, as opposed to, you know, recording with something like DX Story and then rendering it later. This is all going to be one shot. So, there we go. Woo! Oh, well, I guess that's what you get. As you can see, things are very volatile pretty much all the time. This is absolutely unavoidable. It's not something that you should even really pay any credence in this update, because they could have alternatively titled this update Shit Happens, because shit happens, and it happens a lot. But that's not exactly what we're here to talk about. I want to talk about a couple quick things. So, first thing, the deployment menu is incredibly important. It is important for way more than just guards, though, right? Because these prisoners are so much more volatile now, you really do have to make use of this tool that allows you to define where different types of prisoners are to go, right? So I like to keep all of my normies separated from the max, and this little hellhole I make for the super max, which is where I put legendary prisoners. If I have any legendary prisoners, they go in here, they get an armed guard, and I lock that door, and they get to count down their days. Except for one time that a prisoner stole the armed guard's shotgun, and I lost the game, literally. He killed so many people that I was arrested and thrown in my own prison with him, and then he killed me. Which I guess is fair, but I'm not really a fan of it. Okay, so deployment. Next, these max sec prisoners really suck, and if you've played the game, you've definitely found that there's a huge problem, particularly in chokehold areas. So what I do is I make doors as wide as possible in large areas. You can see all the hallways are double wide. The canteen allows people to actually walk in between the rows, because walking over a table actually does affect the speed at which a prisoner moves, at any character moves. The tiles are actually pretty important. You also see I don't have kitchen or canteen defined in here, and that's because the second prisoners, I will probably just let you see, the second prisoners start to flow into here. Once they hit the canteen area, they slow down, and that's because the AI automatically starts having them seek and seek and decide basically what they want to eat. So the goal is to get as many of them over a wide area as possible so that they can all go into that mode of seeking out food, which is a mode that they're less violent in. When fights start, it's often because people outside can't get inside this area, where they become way more passive. That's a big point of contention. I have way more serving tables than I need. I could probably get rid of 2 of these, even for 200 prisoners. But, you'll find that your cooks cannot keep them stocked. It's just not possible. I feed my prisoners very high variety meals 3 times a day, and large amounts of it. As you can see, I have a lot of cookers. I think I have just one generator. Yeah, one generator that basically runs. Yeah, it's basically just for that. And as you can see, once you get a larger prison, it's the utilities tab that starts to kill you. You try to install new utilities, it's over. It's not going to happen. And you can see I've done this on a relatively small plot of land too. I think I just bought this secondary area, and that was pretty much it. Your forestry doesn't have to be very big. I kind of just was like, yo, this area over here is a wasted alternative to a forestry. And that's worked out so far. I agree with a lot of people on the yard. I don't know. I don't think it's a waste of money making it grass. But I will say you cannot make the entire thing grass. What I was talking about earlier also applies in the yard. If you put grass right up at the entrance, grass has a walking speed of slow. So if you surround it with stone, which is what I believe I did there, or even better, but more ugly, paving stones, they'll walk fast. You see, once they hit the grass, they all start bunching up, and luckily they're already in the yard and disseminated enough so that they won't try to pull any shenanigans, but it can get real bad. Benches, I found, and I only found this recently, are actually one of the key providers of the comfort stat, right? So, let's see if I can actually find this thing. There we go. See, these guys should be good because they just had time outside, but you'll get people who need comfort. Probably the minimum security. That's a problem. See, I didn't specify this area correctly. I wanted this yard to be for minimum security. But you can see these people need comfort, right? And that's because they don't have a place to sit. I thought that was pretty odd when I started playing, and it's really something that you would only get if you'd read the wiki. It's right up there with trying to wire up CCTV cameras and figuring out your laundry. It's not exactly intuitive. I believe we're also about to see this in action. That's a bunch up I don't exactly want. But yeah, I saw that here I messed up, and this is only a single tile wide. So I had to make an entrance that was faster for them to get through, because they couldn't make it to this double entrance without somebody getting their face kicked in. It happened. I don't want it. I didn't want it to happen, but it just did. There was nothing you could do to stop it. Sorry, I haven't loaded this up in a while. Everything looks really good. I totally forgot I put this second infirmary in. You want to have a nice big infirmary, especially if you're going to do those reform programs, because the more beds you have, the more people you can get in per session, and those reform programs are not cheap. It doesn't lower the effectiveness of the doctor to have the reform program with more people in it. It just makes you get more bang for your buck. So every chance you can, make sure as many people can fit into a room as possible. But again, make sure that they have space to walk. There actually isn't space between the beds, but there's enough in the middle and around the edges for them to walk as they please. I found visitation isn't a big problem at all. Phone booths tend to do a good enough job, and they don't exactly have a problem otherwise. I actually did learn something earlier that I want to fix as well. Dog patrol. You want to have these wherever prisoners enter, and, you know, it actually makes sense now that I think about it. And this is just me kind of making sure everything's aligned, because I like things to be liney. I don't know. Let me try and give you a good look at my deployments. So, they're not pretty. I particularly don't like this one, but this was when I was still figuring out, you know, what is this? How does it work? Yeah, I always instantly shake down when I find a pickaxe, because if you find a pickaxe, they're up to something. Don't let them get up to that. And whenever I shake down, I always put free fire on, because if shit's gonna go down, I want to make sure somebody dies. This is probably just me being an asshole, but about, I don't know, 10 hours into this prison, 10 hours into the prison, the game updated to Alpha 24, right? Or 25. And, actually, how long have I been playing it? 19, yeah. So about halfway through this, one of my prisoners killed one of my fucking dogs. And I was like, it's over, right? Like, don't fucking kill my dog. So I went the route that NL is currently going, and I put armed guards everywhere, but I started losing money fast, right? Because these guys won't do shit if they're suppressed, and at first it kind of pissed me off, but then I kind of realized, yeah, if somebody was holding a gun to my head, I wouldn't exactly be motivated to work either. At least not much more than the bare minimum. So, I do my best to make sure that no prisoners are suppressed except for the ones that are in solitary confinement, because that's a kind of suppression that goes away very quickly. That guy's gonna die, don't care. Yeah, that's a kind of suppression that goes away pretty quickly. I did have a small bit of trouble with the laundry room. I found out that rooms actually have a maximum amount of prisoners that they will support job-wise. So, I did have this one huge laundry room. This was all one laundry room. And I was like, I'm going to get so many prisoners in here. This is going to be like a workhorse, right? Everybody's going to want to work here. But that's not how it works. See? Somebody died. Yep. And I knew it. It's the guy who overdosed. Don't do drugs, kids. But yeah, make sure that you split these accordingly, because you'll start wasting money. It won't do anything for you except screw you. Yeah, one there. That power is getting pretty close. I really don't want to add a third power station, but it's looking like it's going to get necessary. These prisons get exponentially harder to deal with as they get bigger. But, I can tell you that from the research I've done in the game I've played, the amount of it I've played, probably the most important parts in Alpha 25 are the shower room and the canteen. Those rooms are more important than any other space. If those are well done, then your prison will run smoothly, and that's just how it works. This is a huge part right here of making a good canteen. Just two little bathrooms. More is better, but just 2 bathrooms. And if you don't like the idea of having a bathroom in like your canteen, go ahead and throw some doors on them like this, you know, make it look nice. But these guys have to pee, right? And I know you didn't go, you know, when you were in school or something. I know you didn't go all lunch all year without peeing once. I know you peed during lunch, so just let them do it, you know? Make it happen. The kitchen is an area of mystery for me. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I put these cookers back to back, and they just overlap each other, don't they? Maybe I didn't put them back to back. Whatever. Oh god, that taser sound is one of the best sounds you can hear. It means that you're winning. There you go. Ordering guards around is way more important than you may think, right? This guy, that guy, good thing he's already going to solitary. But yeah, ordering guards around is incredibly important, because guards don't auto-path as much as they should. So, you really have to make sure that the guards are in the right place at the right time, especially, as I was saying, with a prison this big. It starts to get pretty out of hand pretty fast. I know there was another tip that I don't really know. I haven't been able to judge its effectiveness yet, but putting a TV in the cell, I have them in about half the cells, the newer ones that I built, and it works, I guess. I don't know if it's worth the $200. I'm kind of just more okay with them killing each other. I've come to terms with the meager amount of money that you get from Days Without Incident is absolutely not worth the amount of horseshit that you have to go through to get that perk, so I just kind of say, you know, screw you. Let the prisoners do what they want to each other, but like I said, don't fucking kill my dog, because I swear to God, I will make your life hell. Which actually, as it seems, probably isn't the case. once I finally figured out how CCTV cameras work, they've been a pretty huge asset, you know? Not exactly sure why they decided to make them needed to, or why they decided that they needed to be linked to both ways. That seems kind of arbitrary to me. But, you know, whatever. There we go, second death. These guys are gonna kill each other. Oops. Failed. Sorry, buddy. You know what that means. Getting searched. Search your cell block. Solitary. That seems really arbitrary, but from what I understand, there's actually a pretty big influence that you can get. I don't know if influence is the right word. Prisoners will definitely behave differently if you searched them or their cell block recently. And I believe, at least from my experience, they're aggressive while you're doing it, but they're way more passive after you do it. And of course, they're way less, or their ability to get to shenanigans is lowered a lot, so I don't feel like waiting for this to go, so. Fucking assholes. Seriously, like, you've got to understand, like, prisoners are definitely people, right? But if they're gonna act like animals... Actually, they're not even acting like animals. Animals are predictable. They're a whole... This AI is a whole different breed. It causes shit just to cause shit, and it's pretty stellar. Back on the kitchen, there's a lot of stuff to do with this these fridges. It didn't seem like it at first to me, because, you know, they just freaking, like, they'll just leave the ingredients on the floor, right? If there's something wrong with them, or if they don't have a place to put them, but it's starting to seem like these are, or a while back, it started to seem like these might have a way, way, way more important role. And I think it does. And I think it's because it allows them to stack ingredients way more than if they were just on the floor. Like, if you had ingredients in a stack outside of a fridge, it would only stack up to like 5, as opposed to this stack of something like 18, which is pretty significant. I'm not exactly sure why this food is just on the floor. Not the right person to ask, obviously. And I'm gonna go ahead and real quickly follow my own advice and make this into a second workshop. This kind of stuff is super, super important, even though I wish it wasn't. Okay, so we need to get some doors. And, you know, doors are really useful for separating your prison, but if they start to cause jams, you can lock them open, and it will still allow you to make the deployment changes that you need to, right? So that's a pretty, you know, that's a pretty pro tip, if I do say so myself. What with me being a professional. I'm not a professional. I lied. I'm sorry. Yeah, see, they just clip through it. That's good. I actually hadn't done it double wide like that, but that allows me to go ahead and deploy prisoners. Okay, maybe I'm waiting for this to update. How does this work here? I'm not exactly sure what's going on with this. I broke my workshop. Awesome. Absolutely amazing. Again, with the toilets, just because it's a really stupid reason to cause a riot. And it's such a common one for them, too. I know I'm rambling, and I fully expect you, anybody watching this, not to watch the whole thing because of this, but... There's a workshop present, buddy. Oh, there's not. Good. Good. Okay. Well, that plan's out the window, isn't it? I guess I'll have to put my wall, up here. Yeah. Prison Architect is one of those games that really, really, really requires you, because of its current state of development, it really requires you to do a lot of trial and error. Other games kind of build that into their code. They're built with the idea that people are going to, you know, maybe not immediately understand how this works. But Prison Architect, like I said, because of its build state currently, just doesn't have that in it, so you often deal with things that can be mildly frustrating, but overall, I don't think it detracts too much from the experience. Okay. Now we should be able to deploy these people. There we go. Not in there. Like it wants me to do this. I see. I see. You got me. You almost got me. Almost. Okay, there we go. Man. It also really important to do this because you start to get to that point where you have prisoners, more prisoners that are qualified than can work. So right now I'm working on the carpentry apprenticeship. Yeah, I had a lot of people pass that. I don't understand education. I don't think anybody understands education. I asked on the forums. I think it might just be luck of the draw because these people were perfect and they were just like, nah, I don't want to do basic addition. So that was pretty cool. I'm gonna have to do a more concise version of this. Oh man. Again, bins are one of those things that I don't really know how they work. Apparently they control contraband. I don't know, that alone sound, or that description alone was enough for me to be like, okay, I'll bite. Nobody else better die today, man. I'm gonna get real mad. I should probably get rid of that tree. It doesn't seem like it's doing too much, to be honest. Yeah, open air yards. I'm a kind of a fan, you know, of the idea of having a yard in the middle of your prison without walls. It's really the epitome of what I was trying to talk about earlier with the large openings. As you can see, I don't have any doors here. The idea is that they can just walk out. I don't think prisoners escaping over walls is implemented at all. What the hell is this guy pissed about? Get over it, dude. Like, get over it. Do I have to reassign people to the laundry room? Shouldn't. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it's good. Another thing that was really important is, like, make sure you declare certain places as staff only. Like, you know only the staff should be in storage, so go ahead and declare it staff only, you know? That way, your guards, instead of moving them out of storage, will automatically throw them into lockup or something, you know? Just give them a little bit of a nip. Made these staff only, that'd be so good. As you can see, on the front of my prison, I have this jail door locked open, just so, again, because if need to, I could lock it down and it'll close. But I don't have to, so I just leave it open. And I have a staff door over here. It looks like this would be a weak spot, right? You know, no road gates, which is a great thing, by the way. Never use road gates, they're bad. But it looks like this would be a huge weak spot, but it's not, because prisoners decide they're going to escape probably over around here, and they only ever decide they're going to escape. The AI only goes into escape mode if it sees a clear path outside, and I could probably throw a regular door here. I'm not exactly sure how the code works, but I could probably throw a regular door here, and they still wouldn't path to the outside. See, this guy comes out, he's just like, what the hell is going on? Goes back in. I don't exactly know why there are prisoners in here. Oh, I didn't declare it staff only so that they could clean. Right, gotcha. I might change that. These guys are just such a disappointment, man. I don't care about money. I'm here to make your life hell. Oh, don't... Yeah, they really like to kill the teachers. Don't let them kill the teachers, man. Don't let them kill the teachers. Panic is rising. 55 have complaints. What are their needs? They want food. Probably shouldn't have killed the cook. Maybe you shouldn't have killed the cook. Okay. Oh, that's his name. I thought that was some kind of weird other language. Look at that, a superior bed, $400. Was it worth the hell I had to go through to try to train these prisoners? 5 deaths. This is becoming a bit of a problem. Ten deaths. 11 deaths. 13 deaths. Okay, you get to Yep, there we go. And this is my preferred method of handling riots. There you go. See? They're all surrendering. Brought this upon themselves. There you go. A third of the prison population gone. Lots of problems taken out. Now what's going to happen is tomorrow they're going to... They better fucking not riot over safety. I hate that shit. But tomorrow you're going to get this... First you get this sad music, which the first time I heard it was like, oh, shit. I really did fuck up, didn't I? But you're going to get a little message from your friend the CEO, who I'd forgotten existed, saying, look, they're gonna throw you in your own jail. Which, like I said, has happened to me, and it sucked. So, it's definitely something... There you go. Hey, buddy. Criminal negligence. I have to avoid 5 deaths. Free fire goes off. It's very important that free fire goes off. Now, because we just had a bunch of guards killed, hire more than you need, right? Because you know more are gonna die. Or even if they don't die, what you know is going to happen is not all will pass the training for tasers, right? And tasers are our biggest asset. If these guards don't have tasers, they may as well not work here. Because I'm just going to try locking them down for a day. Oh man, look at that. Danger is decreasing. Probably because it was at an all-time high earlier. Do these doors not lock? I guess it just doesn't matter because they're so wimpy. Super, super weird. And there, all the guards are let out. Yeah. 60 guards. 60 guards is actually right where I probably should have been for this prison, right? This update requires about a 1-to-3 ratio of guards to prisoners. And I get away sometimes with a 1-to-5 because I have taser guards, or guards that are certified to use tasers. So, who the hell is this guy? Fearless and stoical. Yeah, he's fine. I noticed that some people, especially NL, have this bad habit of taking people with reputations and just throwing them into MaxSec. That's a really, really bad idea. If people aren't legendary, or if they don't have dangerous traits, don't automatically throw them into MaxSec, because you end up with people like this guy. This guy needs to be in maximum security. This guy sucks. I have a legendary prisoner? Oh, I think we found the fucking problem then, huh? There we go. Welcome to hell, buddy. We have cocktails. They'll escort you to your new area of fun. Where the hell is this guy going? Don't fucking heal him. Okay, so I have a regime for Supermax. These guys don't do anything, okay? I don't know why I'm letting them work. This is... I actually remember I failed, that's why. So these guys, they go into the yard while other people are asleep. And they sleep way earlier. They only need like an hour to eat each time, right? And believe it or not, a prisoner is fine with this. Absolutely fine with this. Because once they get there, they get everything they need pretty much instantly. The biggest problem with other prisoners is that they just like they don't do things effectively. The AI is kind of, it's not bad, it's definitely good because it still can do this, but it's not very efficient at getting things done. So a guy may spend an hour and 30 minutes, yeah, chilling here while he's supposed to be eating, right? And there's clearly food and fresh trays, which is things you need. Shit, the NLSS is on. Fuck, I have to wrap this up. But yeah, they'll sit there and do things that aren't very effective, but since you only got one guy in Supermax, he'll do everything he needs to as fast as possible. So, I think that's about it. I wish that I wasn't such a rambly idiot and that I could actually help more people, but I think that should be... yeah, it should be about what's up. Let's see if we can just quickly recruit some people, you know. Yep, cause them a little bit of trouble. There we go. Okay. Yep. It's looking like these people are, Paying their debt to society. Probably gonna add a couple more solitary cells. My last tip, solitary is supposed to be really uncomfortable. You're supposed to put these people under duress. Maybe put a toilet in there. I put a toilet in there for my normies because, you know, I love them. They're just nice guys. But those max security prisoners, if you want to get informants reliably, you're gonna have to make their lives in there hell. And that means 24 hours, no piss.
What game are you playing, man?
And with that, I'm out.